Mid-Michigan Now starts with breaking news.
And that breaking news is political activist Charlie Kirk assassinated while speaking at a Utah university. President Donald Trump himself announcing Kirk's death on his Truth Social page a short time ago.
Kirk was co-founder of the conservative youth organization Turning Point USA. He was speaking at Utah Valley University, which is south of Salt Lake City, when he was shot in the neck. NBC Nightly News will have full coverage of this breaking story at 6:30. This one has been an ongoing story for a week and a half. Nurses from Henry Ford Genesis Hospital remain on the picket line.
They walked out on September 1st after the union and the hospital failed to agree on a new contract. Mid-Michigan Now's Kyle Macon is in Grand Lake Township for us tonight with the latest. Kyle, we know both sides met again today. Has there been any progress?
That's right, Mike. Teamsters Local 332 and Henry Ford Health did wrap up negotiations for the day, but so far we have not heard how those talks went. Now, the union members I spoke with on the picket line say they're looking to keep that patient-to-nurse ratio on their contract to ensure they are not being overworked. Now, the nurses also claim that since COVID, their workload has only increased, handling up to 8 to 10 patients in one shift. Many of the signs at the strike say patient safety over profit and better nurse-to-patient ratio. On Henry Ford Health's website, they confirm they're trying to get rid of staffing ratios and instead let a manager determine how many patients a nurse will handle based on available staff. Henry Ford Health says on a webpage dedicated to strike information that Genesis Hospital has been struggling for the last few years, losing about $50 million annually. Nurses tell me the community is with them and they'll strike long as necessary to get the contract they want.
These horns have been blowing all day long, lots of donations. Thank you to our community. We're doing this for you, community, so that you'll have safe patient ratios. So when you do come to our facility, we can take care of you and you can get exceptional care, because that's the care that the Genesis nurses want to provide.
Henry Ford Health has confirmed that they did meet with Teamsters today to talk about a new contract, but say, quote, "We are attempting to work through significant differences." Coming up later on Mid-Michigan Now, we'll be hearing from Teamsters on how they believe negotiations are going. Live in Grand Lake Township, Kyle Macon, Mid-Michigan Now.
Some sad news here. A Flint man dead after a Jeep Grand Cherokee hit the garbage truck he was driving. The Oakland County Sheriff's Office says the crash happened on East Silver Bell Road, right near Lapeer Road, around 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. They say that Jeep was coming out of a driveway when it hit the truck. The truck driver tried to swerve, but his vehicle overturned and he ended up hitting a utility pole. He was taken to a hospital. That's where he later died. The teenage Jeep driver was not hurt.
Education leaders in Michigan are gathering tonight to talk about the impacts of not having a state budget in place. Lawmakers have until the end of the month to pass a plan after missing a July 1st deadline. Right now, many school districts still don't know how much money they'll have for this school year. During today's discussion, superintendents from across Michigan say they are frustrated. They believe lawmakers are not putting students first.
As we get closer to a shutdown, districts need to be prepared, and they're asking themselves very serious questions. If we do not receive a state aid payment in October, how long can we run on our savings?
The education leaders also say the impacts of this delay could be felt for years. They are urging lawmakers to quickly come up with a new plan.
It's new legislation that one lawmaker says will strengthen property rights for people here in Michigan. We've seen cases both here and across the country. Someone goes on vacation, comes back to find someone living in their home, someone who shouldn't be there. Now the person has to be evicted. And you probably expected me to say arrested. Mid-Michigan Now's Courtney Bennett is here with more. And Courtney, first explain why this situation would be an eviction and not an arrest, and then how would this proposed legislation change things?
Mike, because the people in your house have produced forged documents that say it's their house, and that forces you to have to go through the legal eviction process. It may sound crazy, but that's the law right now. If this act were to pass, it would streamline the process to get someone out of a home that isn't theirs. The county sheriffs could then issue an immediate order to vacate.
When you look at law, it was a 7-day period to get people out of your own home if they decided to squat. Let's say you went away on vacation, you came home, they forged some documents, and they present them to law enforcement. Now you're in a fight.
It's called the Safeguarding Home Ownership and Interest Through Eviction Law Development, or SHIELD Act. State Representative Steve Frisbee has introduced it in the Michigan House.
It's very unfortunate where an owner finds themselves on the outside looking in. You're forced to go through a process that means your squatter gets free rent for 7 days. It's like have a luxury hotel and never pay the bill.
Last year, we reported on several incidents across the country where squatters took over mansions in Los Angeles and homes in New York. Squatting is against the law in Michigan. However, squatters do have rights.
Well, that's what this bill attempts to do, is identify what a squatter is. And through the process of you have no legal right to be here.
According to the Michigan Municipal League, squatting is considered criminal trespass and is a misdemeanor for the first offense. The person who owns the property must go through the court process to evict them. Right now, Representative Frisbee says it doesn't have support from both sides.
I still need to work on some of the bipartisan support, but I have talked with a couple of Democrats. The one issue that one of them had was the ability of a deputy to arrest the squatter. I said, if we change that a little bit to only if necessary, or if they're uncooperative, those kind of things, and removal, would that satisfy? He said, let's see it, and maybe I'll consider it.
They don't have a hearing date just yet for a committee, but Frisbee hopes that will happen soon. Reporting live in the studio, Courtney Bennett, Mid-Michigan Now.
Thank you, Courtney. Ford is recalling more than 1.4 million vehicles because of malfunctioning rear-view cameras. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says the recall notice covers 51 different Ford models and model years. The issue could cause some cameras to display inverted, distorted, or blank images. Ford says affected vehicle owners will be notified and the issue will be fixed free of charge.
Well, for the third straight year, U-of-M Flint is celebrating an enrollment increase. This year, it's up just over 9%, and that's after a 6.5% increase last year. Chancellor Dr. Lawrence Alexander attributes the jump to the Go Blue Guarantee, which he says helps make college more affordable for students. He also credits the university's new career-focused programs.
Strategic plan, a strategic transformation of our campus that added programs in new technologies, in new areas, in management, in AI, new programs in cybersecurity and data science. All of these programs are bringing about greater interest in these career-focused professions in areas that are market-driven.
U-of-M Flint is reporting more than 7,000 students on campus this fall. The last time that happened was 6 years ago, fall 2019, when the number topped 7,200.
It's an all-out effort to help 24 programs and nearly 20 nonprofits in the Bay County area. Organizers are gearing up to set a city block-long table for the third annual Longest Table fundraiser presented by Dow on Uptown Drive in Bay City next week. United Way of Bay County managers say proceeds from the event go toward programs that create financial security, foster a healthier community, provide opportunity for young people, and strengthen all of Bay County. Tickets are still available. The fundraiser is next Wednesday, September 17th in Uptown Bay City. Go to midmichigannow.com for a link to United Way of Bay County.